Today is Easter Sunday, but also April Fool's Day. And many people find this awkward, but I don't. Because I think that Easter falling on April Fools just tells us that Jesus has the last laugh. I can just imagine, the devil laughed on Good Friday because he thought he won. But a few days after, Jesus rises up from the dead and says, "Ta-da! April Fools, I got you!" And Jesus laughs. But today is Easter Sunday, and Easter Sunday always brings us joy. It always brings us hope, and therefore we always look forward to Easter Sunday. I remember a story about George and his family and his mother-in-law. They all went to a vacation in the Middle East, and while they were visiting Jerusalem, unfortunately, his mother-in-law died. And so with the death certificate in his hand, he went to the U.S. Embassy to see how he could send the dead body of his mother-in-law back to the United States for proper burial. And the consul explained, "You know what, George? This would cost you a lot of money. This would cost you about $5,000 to $10,000 in order to send the dead body of your mother-in-law back to the United States." And so normally, the consul explained, the family normally decides to just bury the dead body here in Jerusalem. And George quickly replied, "Oh, no. I want the dead body of my mother-in-law to be sent back to the United States for burial." And the consul commented, "Oh, George, you must have loved your mother-in-law very, very much, because you do not regard the price, no matter what the cost is. You are willing to send her dead body to the United States." But George replied, "Oh no, not that. You see," he said, "I know of a case many years ago of a man named Jesus who died here in Jerusalem, was buried here in Jerusalem, but 3 days after, he rose from the dead." And he said, "I don't want to take that chance with my mother-in-law." No offense, mother-in-law. But this is just to emphasize that the resurrection of Jesus is something that we do not avoid. In fact, it is something that we always look forward to, because we know it would never fail to bring us joy and hope in the heart. But one of the arguments that many are raising against the notion of the resurrection is that it was all a made-up story. Somehow the disciples connived together and made up and fabricated this story of the resurrection of Jesus, which of course is very unlikely, because the days when Jesus died on the cross, the disciples were very devastated and they were all scattered, so they could not gather together to connive. But also the details of our gospel today refute that argument. First, because you see, the gospel today, it was said that the first eyewitness of the resurrection of Jesus was a woman. And in a highly patriarchal and male-dominated society, men were more regarded than women. In fact, at the time of Jesus, women were often considered highly unreliable. Women were not maligned, but they were often considered highly unreliable. And therefore, if you would come up with a story, a fabricated story, and you want your story to be believable, would you first and foremost use a woman as your first eyewitness? I bet not. Secondly, the gospel says that not only was a woman was the first eyewitness, it was of all women, Mary of Magdala. And who was Mary of Magdala? Well, the gospel says Mary of Magdala had a history of uncleanness. Tradition says that she was a prostitute, but of course that is not at all true. And theologians and historians have debunked that very for many years. They have already debunked that. But what we are certain of is that in the scriptures, Mary of Magdala was described as from whom Jesus expelled 7 demons. And so, Mary of Magdala had a history of being possessed by 7 demons. She had a history of being unclean, possessed. And so, if you were to come up with a story, and you want your story to be believable, would you, in the first place, use a woman like Mary of Magdala? I bet not. Thirdly, the Gospel says, when Mary of Magdala saw that the tomb was already open, she ran to 2 disciples, namely Simon Peter and the other disciple whom Jesus loved. We do not know who this other disciple whom Jesus loved. Tradition says it was John the Beloved, the Gospel writer, and we are not certain why he did not name himself in the story. But what we are certain of is that Simon Peter's name was dropped. Simon Peter was clearly identified in the story. And who was Simon Peter? We know him very well. Simon Peter was a fisherman by trade, not a teacher, not an author, and definitely not someone who was well versed in the scriptures. And more importantly, just days before this, Simon Peter denied Jesus not once, but thrice. And so Simon Peter had a history of flip-flopping. One time, he claimed himself to be a disciple of Jesus. The other time, he denies his affiliation with Jesus. And so if you were to come up again with a story and you want your story to be believable and credible, would you use Simon Peter of all the disciples? I bet not. But we ask, why Mary of Magdala? Why Simon Peter? I believe precisely because they had a history of sinfulness. Mary of Magdala was chosen by Jesus precisely because she had a history of uncleanness, a dark history. And Jesus on this day has told her, chosen her to be part of his resurrection story, because as Jesus rises from the dead, Jesus also raises up Mary of Magdala from her own death. And the resurrection of Jesus meant for Mary of Magdala her own resurrection as well. That is, resurrection from her old sinful dark life now to a new life with Christ. And why Simon Peter? Simon Peter precisely because he had a history of betrayal and denial. And Jesus has chosen him, called him to be part of his resurrection story. Because as Jesus rises from the dead, he also raises up Simon Peter from his own death. And the resurrection of Jesus meant for Simon Peter his own resurrection as well. That is, resurrection from a life full of denial and betrayal, now to a new life with Christ, walking in the light with Christ. And I believe, my dear friends, this brings us so much hope and so much consolation. Because many of us here can very well identify with Mary of Magdala. Those of us who has a history of being unclean, possessed by demons, possessed by sin, possessed by the world. Many of us can very well identify with Mary of Magdala living in the darkness of sin. And now you are here, and there is a reason why you are here today. Jesus has just called you to enter into his own resurrection story so that you also can have your own resurrection, to rise again and have a new life with Christ. Many of us here can very well identify with Simon Peter, who denied Jesus. Those of you who once in their lives have denied Jesus, betrayed Jesus, those of you who have a history of not believing in God anymore, saying, I don't believe in God, I don't believe in church anymore. Those of you who has a history of going astray from the church, those of you who for the longest time have not gone back to church, but now you are here today. And there is a reason why you are here. Jesus has just called you, chosen you, to enter into His own resurrection story, so that you also may resurrect, so that you also may rise up from your old sinful dark life, and now have a new life with Christ. I remember a few years ago, there was a man who fell in line for communion, not to receive Jesus, but to receive blessing from the priest, from me. And so I gave him my blessing. But after the Mass, he met me up in front of the church, and he said, "Father, when you gave me that blessing, I felt something different in me. It was an unfamiliar feeling, but definitely a special feeling. And I felt God was embracing me, and I felt I was being drawn closer to the presence of God." And I just said, "My friend, Jesus has just called you to a resurrection story." True enough, few months after, he enrolled himself in RCIA. And that same year, he got baptized as a Catholic, received into the Catholic Church that year. And from since, he became a devout Catholic. My dear friends, there is a reason why we are all here. Jesus has just called you, chosen you, to be part of His resurrection story, so that you may rise up and that you may have new life with Him. Happy Easter, everyone.